finally turned off. So I've been trying to do this live for a while, and I'm determined that we're going to talk about it today. We didn't even get into the commentary before the alarms knocked us off, but obviously everything is good because I'm back. Okay? Got a few things done. At least I combed my hair. Okay? And I got that much done. So I didn't come back looking like I left. Okay. It's something in the alarm system here. I'm not sure what's going on, but I've been here close to a year. It'll be a year in July. And they go off too frequently. And the fire department is all over the place. But what I don't want to happen is people get too used to the alarms going off and then something really happens. And yes, it was a false alarm, Aunt Millie. And then we're up in here and it's like, oh, that's just a false alarm. And it's a real alarm. So hopefully they'll get it together real soon. Because we had one last month at 2 o'clock in the morning. And that one hurt because I couldn't go back to sleep. By the time I came back up, it was time for me to come up with the alarm still going off. I had talked to the fire marshal who was down there, and he told me it was some wiring that had burned up on the alarm. And yeah, I'm fine. To everybody coming into the chat, the complex is fine. Everybody here is fine. It was a false alarm, which we're having way too many of them. So they need to get that together. That's the only fault that I have had since I've really been here has been the fire alarm. It goes off way too much and it lasts too long. It just went off, hopefully, maybe 5 minutes ago. I gave it a few minutes before I came back on because I didn't want to cut another live because of it. And I'm sorry I didn't get to all of y'all's comments because I had to leave abruptly because you don't know when it's really a true alarm or when it's a false alarm. And anytime I see those metal doors closed, they're going to close when the alarm goes off to try to maintain whatever's going on within that section. It's kind of a safety thing. So when I went to the hall and I saw both of those steel doors had closed, they lock. I got one way out then, and that's through the door that heads to the garage, which is right across from me. So I always just grab my purse and I'm out of here. However I'm dressed, that's how I leave here. So I jumped in the car and went on down and got out of here, went to the front, and it's always going to be people coming to the front, especially when it's open, to try to find out what's going on. And the front office doesn't know anything until the fire department let them know what's going on. So all is well. Yeah, thank God. All is well. So let me see what y'all are saying, and then we're going to get into anxiety today. And I hope the little guy who came in last night and asked me about it does come into the chat or does see the chat. And to the one who came in and said he was going to rehab, I hope he really did get into rehab because that's very important. If you know you need it and you've made up your mind that you're going, check on in. It's a lot of people that need to get into different types of rehab and they overlook it or they've been living with it so long, they don't even see they have a problem. But if you change from the ordinary, normal person that you used to be, I'm sure people around you are telling you, something has changed. You're not the same person. You know it yourself. But if you're not going to get the help that you need, you're going to always be messed up. From that point on, you're going to be messed up and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. That will cause a lot of problems in your life. Check in if you need to check in. Don't let it destroy your life, okay? Let's see. Can I get back up to the top? Hey, Auntie Millie. Auntie, did you send me your address? Hey, Elaine, everything is fine. Yeah, it happened several times. We were on live. The fire marshal need to come in, calibrate the alarms. I think it's more than that. The fire marshal has come out every time, and every time it's something different. Like the last time, there were some wires that burned, and I haven't been downstairs to even find out what this time was, but this thing has been going off periodically, pretty consistent since I moved in here last July. And the only time it has done it, and it may have gone off sometime during the day because I'm not here. I just know the times it has gone off while I am here. That's borderline going against code to too many false alarms. Yeah, I agree with that. They need to do something. Um, Keisha, yeah, we back. Hey, Lawana, glad I'm safe. Yes, I am too, because I just unplugged the crock pot and grabbed my purse and I left. Okay. I don't worry about the material things of life, as you can see. I have insurance here. Um, and a rider. So if it ain't here when I get back, it ain't like the first time I've started over. I've started over many times. In this area, I've started over several times because of hurricanes that have destroyed almost everything. Or the house over on Duro, it destroyed everything by water because the guy's tree next door fell over on my kitchen and flooded the whole house. Everything was destroyed. Okay. And I've had to live out of the homes for months at a time in hotels. So I don't let too much get to me because of things I've already been through. Well, I know yesterday we had inspections with the alarms from the fire department. They were going off in different units very loud. This one is loud because the alarm is here in my bedroom. And it's outside. The speakers are all outside of the building. So it's bad. And then I did see a channel yesterday where they were talking about there were tornadoes in the Houston area. I guess I lived too far. I didn't even look to see if anything hit down in the Houston area. But to my knowledge, we didn't have no tornadoes, not outside of Houston anyway. Okay. Keisha says the like button is the three dots in the upper right hand corner. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you for that. Okay. And like I said, I'm sorry I missed all what you were saying. If you want to put it back in the chat, feel free. I ain't got nothing but time today. Back like we never left. Glad everything is well. Yes, home style. Millie says, Keisha, do you see a heart on the right if you have an iPhone? Anyway, you can click on the three dots too. Okay, so Millie's saying there's a heart on the iPhone. I'm an Android girl. I've never owned an iPhone. And everybody around me tease me or whatever. And it's all good. I don't care. I'm just an Android queen, okay? Over here. Hi Queen and chat. Hey to Gisty. I was just about to make a comment on your video this morning about wasting food. Those dumpster diving videos expose stores throwing away the entire store. Disgusting. Here in our area, Keisha, they're giving a lot to different food banks and stuff. They finally stopped that. I think before they were saying it that they didn't want anybody to go in the dumpster and get food out and then they get sick and then they try to sue the stores. But now they're giving it to food banks. And we have a lot of them in the area and churches. And I know our church gets food from the stores every third Tuesday, it is. And then they're all around us. Some of it is good. Some of it, I think they should have even put it on the truck. So you got to kind of pick and choose from it because they bring a lot of food over to the bus barn. Ladies will go over there and they'll get it. And it might be crates of grapefruit. It can be cantaloupes, whatever's in season. It could be bananas that are greened, but I don't know why they don't keep them and they have to ripen. The other day it was the potatoes. That's where I got the potatoes from, bags of potatoes from over there. Of course, they never bring in the meat. They probably keep the meat for themselves, but they bring in something every week over there. And it's too much of it. So they just bring it in and put it in the kitchen and share it with everybody. Okay. I do see the heart. Is that the same as lack? Yes, it is, Keisha. If you have an iPhone, Amelia is saying the heart is the same as a like. Okay. And then the three dots in the right-hand corner is a like also. All right. Hey, Miss Jackie Johnson, how you doing this afternoon? Sorry, our live got cut. Y'all hit that like button or the love button, which is the heart. Hit the notification bell, and I've never missed a live ever. Year the bell works well. Okay. Thank you for that. Hey, Miss Aretha. Hey, Carla. Keisha, the heart just as good as a like. Okay. It shows engagement with Ms.V gets credit with that too. But to hit the thumbs up, you may have to get out to hit the thumbs up. I think from what I heard on another live, if you just go into the three dots, the thumbs up will be there. But when I see it, it's in the same place it used to be, at the bottom with the thumbs up button. Okay. Miss Millie, I hit the heart and it didn't register as a like. I think it has to be the three dots in the upper right. Do you have an iPhone or do you have an Android, Keisha? Because I think you can only do the heart on an iPhone. At least on my Android. Oh, you're Android. You got to go up in the three dots in the corner in the right-hand side. You're an Android lover too? I just never could get into that iPhone. I mean, all the kids are iPhones. And I'm trying to figure out what can you do with an iPhone you can't do with an Android? Why is it that important to you to have a? Because I think it's the going thing among the children. And if you started off with an iPhone, you're not going to want to switch. But the picture quality on the new Androids is better than the one on the iPhones. Me and my little nephews and nieces had that discussion when I was down in Louisiana, and I made a liar out of them. The Android that I have that I'm talking on now, my picture quality was better than the one that they had. Now they may be able to do other things I can't do, but I don't need to do that no way. This phone does everything I need to do. Remember, daylight savings time is Saturday at 2 a.m., says Miss Smith, to change your time. We are springing forward. Okay? So we'll have more daylight hours. Charlene is wanting you to ring that bell. Here it is. Ring that bell. Thank you, Charlene. Okay, that's great. They should be donating. I can't believe my eyes, especially Amazon Fresh. Oh, wow. And I've never bought anything from Amazon. As food, never. Okay. I'm not a big online shopper. I've told y'all that. I came in at the end of the last live. Okay, go back and at least catch the replay. I left it up and I went on and monetized it anyway because we had talked about a few things, and then I had Zamba on there the first live, and I want y'all to go and look at his page so you can see the different places that he's going from country to country. And it will give you an education of the people there, what they eat. He's shopping a lot of times, and it's so different from the U.S. Okay. Hey, ain't hanging out. How you doing? I was saying some fireplaces has fans. I was just asking. I did look while I was off the live, not Tiger. It does have a fan. I wouldn't have never known if you hadn't said anything. You turn the heat part off and then the fan will come on. Thank you. We only used that fireplace maybe 2 or 3 times. We had it in the apartment in DC because it didn't have a fireplace. And most of the time we didn't even turn it on. So thank you for telling me that. Okay, because the house had fireplaces upstairs and downstairs. Okay. Yes, Android has a better pixel camera quality. All right, AT is agreeing with me. I think it's the FaceTime, but we have video chat. We can't screen record or share screen, but I don't need that. I don't either. I don't do all that. Okay, if I need to, I can go to Zoom. It works just as fine. I've done it on Zoom. Yes, Millie, these new YouTube setups, if not careful, you will be in somebody else's live and chat. What, Carla? Oh, I hope that don't happen to me because I don't be wanting to go in nobody else's live or in nobody else's chat. Mm-mm. You like your Android too hanging out? I'm kind of surprised that y'all are not iPhone queens. Okay. Hi, Aiden. How you doing? I have a little boy on the bus. His name is Aiden, and he's special needs. He cannot talk. That's the one who can't even hold his head up. He's starting to move his arms more. And the other day, I saw him lift his leg up. He is 12 years old, and he just got a new wheelchair. And I am so proud of him because he spends 90% of his day in that wheelchair. He only gets out if he needs to be changed. He can't go to the bathroom yet and probably never will. Um, he and I have bonded now, and I get smiles out of him. And that is so rewarding to me because before he would always just hold his head down on the bus, and we would have a big pillar in front of him. He doesn't eat. He has a tube, so he's fed through the tube. He hasn't learned even how to swallow, so he has a big bib on. Um, he's really in bad shape, but I can see some improvement this year. At least he can move his leg and he can move his arm, and he is the sweetest person. And now that he'll look up at me and I say, "What you doing back there, Aiden?" And he'll look up and he'll hold his head up a little bit long enough to give me that smile. And then his head just flops down. So I keep a neck brace on his head so his head will stay up straight. Because that's got to be annoying and painful too, I would think. But he never gives you any trouble. He just rides back there once I lock him down. And some days you can tell when he's not feeling well because he makes these groaning sounds. But welcome, Aiden. About anxiety. My daughter developed anxiety in her 20s, never had it before during COVID. That might have been a cause of anxiety, Keisha. Keisha, I was like, where am I? I believe that's how lots of trolls come in. Oh, really? Because I know I've never had that problem with trolls before. I'd never had a lot of trolls. Y'all know that. Y'all have been over here. I'd have real people coming in saying stupid stuff, but not the trolls like I've had in the last month and a half. They have been horrible. They got to get their act together. Okay, Only King Gaming. Hey, how you doing? Shatika is in the building. Wow, caller, thanks for sharing. I didn't know that. Me either. I learn something from y'all all the time because I'm not out here long enough to be learning this stuff. Ona, as someone that has a cousin with severe disabilities, it's very sweet to hear you talk about the little boy like this. Our family is very thankful for people like you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I miss my children. Um, hoping that I can go back to work on the 1st of April. That's the goal I'm setting for myself. So I'm going to be really working hard in rehab to get my range mobility back in my leg. I don't know if you were in here, but I got hurt on the bus the other day when my driver fell into a pothole. And my concern was more so for Aiden because he was on there at the time we fell into the pothole. So I'm back there hurt myself, but I'm checking him out to make sure, that his wheelchair sometimes will pop up. It's not the motorized one because he doesn't know how to work that one. We have another one that has the state of the art. It has a computer on it and he can work it. I mean, it's just like driving a car, but he does everything from the computer and he can talk. Aiden can't. Okay, so let's get into, I'm going to stop right here with Pilden and let's get into anxiety before anything else happens. We've been on here 19 minutes already. So let me give you the definition, and all of my research before I get started came from Mayo Clinic, okay? And things I've actually seen myself with working with special needs and students down there this past year. So it was described as an intense, excessive, and persistent worry and fear about everyday situations. Some of you may have it. Some of you may know people who have had it or has it presently. It's nothing nice. And if y'all remember, that's what happened to Ocean. His got severe. And I'm not sure if he was getting the right treatment for it And it doesn't appear to me in his last days that he was able to handle it too well. He got with the wrong crowd of people too. That did not help the situation at all. People had turned on him for various reasons, and he was just not in a good place. He was excited about his wedding, and that could have probably caused some anxiety also. But intense, excessive, and persistent worry and fear about everyday situations can cause anxiety. Fast heart rate, rapid breathing, sweating, and feeling tired may occur. I've never had anxiety, but I can imagine this is just out of the norm, and you don't know if you're having a heart attack. You don't know really what's going on with you. I'm sure the first time you have it, and especially if you have not been diagnosed. Keisha says, oh, Anna, she loves her children. I do, with disabilities of on her bus and always speak with them. And what I'm gonna try to do is get a letter out in May. So our last day, y'all can actually see them. I have to get permission from the parents to go live so y'all can meet Aiden and Evelyn, all of them. Okay, I'm not sure how many will sign that it's okay, but I think for the most part, I've developed a relationship with their parents where they know it's going to be okay. And just the idea of knowing how far I've seen them come this year. Some of them, like Ms.V, my 200-pounder that stepped on my toes the first 3 or 4 months we were together, we sit in the same seat now. We ride together. It's just that she wasn't on the run that day because she's at the junior high school. But she loves me now. She'll lay over on my shoulder and go to sleep. The one that bit me comes back. I got her a headset. So she comes back every day. Ms.V, my headset. And at first she didn't want it. She didn't want to put it on. And I kept offering it to her until I said, you don't have to sit there with your fingers in your ears. I went and found you a headset to put on. Try it. So every day she comes and get it, and then she brings it back. The other week, she had a little episode where she broke it, but I was able to take it over to the shop and they were able to put it back together for her because they're not buying any more headsets on this budget this year. So I told her, you break it the next time, you're going to be doing like this because a lot of them, their hearing is very keen and they cannot stand noises, but it buffers the noise enough for them to be okay. So let's get back to anxiety. The first thing you should do is seek medical help. Y'all, I got the dribbles, okay? Uh, the symptoms are of anxiety or panic attacks. They can be called panic attacks also. You can usually feel like a sharp stabbing sensation that starts suddenly, even if a person is inactive. You don't have to be doing anything, in other words, for it to start. For many people, this can lead to sweating of the palms, sweating all over, hyperventilating, rapid breathing, and chest pain. And it feels like a dull ache. Them kids on the school bus really miss you. They're looking for you. Yeah, Miss Diane talked to me. Where's Ms.V? Where's Ms.V? When Ms.V coming back? What happened to Ms.V? Yeah, they get attached to you after a while when they're more sensitive to people than we'll ever be. They know when you love them and when you don't. And they see how you treat every last one of them. And every last one of them is different. It takes a lot out of you in a day's time, especially when they're not having a good day. You got to talk them down sometime and go sit with them sometime. Let them lean their head over on your shoulder and just be mama to them. That's what you got to do. And tell them it's going to be all right. It's just not a good day today. I want you to get more sleep tonight. Did you take your medicine this morning? That's the problem. The durations of anxiety. Anxiety attacks attacks can occur anytime and usually not doing physical exertion. Chest pain usually resolves within minutes or an hour. So they can go up to an hour shortly after that. But people, if you know anybody or if you're suffering with it, please go get doctor's advice from this. Because, like I say, I can only bring you the information. I cannot treat it. I don't have the degree to do it. Okay. Many people find that anxiety related chest pains go away within 10 minutes. But again, they can last up to an hour. Okay, let me try. I'm trying to keep up with y'all too. Keisha says, so he has a McLaren wheelchair. I didn't even look at the brand of it, Keisha. I'm going to have to look at the brand now that you said that. But it's state of the art and it is heavy. When every day when we let the lift down so he can roll himself up on there and back up and get in and wheel around so I can lock him down, I'm always praying, God, don't let this lift fall. And I tell Miss Diane every morning, check that lift. Make sure that lift is working. Let it up and let it down. That's not a guarantee, but at least we know it's working before we get there to pick him up. Because I don't know how much it weighs, but he weighs about 200 by himself. And that chair probably weighs about 500. I'd be getting my feet out the way, I can tell you that much. Hey, JP, glad to see everything is okay. Yes, everything is fine. So, anxiety chest pain can last a few minutes to several hours, depending on how severe they are. There are different types of chest pains that can be described as sharp, shooting pains, persistent chest aching, and an unusual muscle twitch or spasm in your chest. Now, that alone can be a scary thing because the first thing in my mind would be, excuse me, oh Lord, am I having a heart attack? Keisha is saying, I have anxiety over death. I get heart palpitations. I worry about losing loved ones. And worry is what causes them, Keisha. So, my advice to you is that you're going to have to really pray about that situation and you're going to have to really understand life and death, that we all are going to leave here, including you, at some point in time. I guess I've been through enough of them in my life now where it really doesn't bother me. I used to be scared to death of a person that was not alive. And it all went back to my childhood. When my mom had head surgery, I was 5 years old. Once I left, who was I living with? I was living with my aunt at that time because I went with my first grade teacher first. No. I went with my aunt first. My aunt didn't really care for me. She loved my brother, the one who just passed. We were 5 years apart and we were together all the time. He took care of his little sister. That's why I took care of him in the end. So there was a funeral home across the street, a friend of my father's, Miller's Funeral Home. He had several funeral homes, one in Arkansas, one up in Ruston, Louisiana, one in Monroe, Louisiana. In fact, it's one of the biggest funeral homes there now in my hometown. My father used to work for him. He was a mortician back in the day when he was actually coating my mother. When they were dating, that's what he was doing. So my brother and I would have to walk across the street and sit at the funeral home and wait for my aunt to get off from work, and she would come by there and pick us up. And I ain't talking about the lady, but she was not easy on the eye. There was a secretary that sit in the front of the building. So I didn't know what was worse, Miss H up there or the people back there who was dead. Now my brother, Harry, it didn't bother him. Harry started going to funerals and, when they bringing them in and opening up the casket and all that stuff. So if I'm 5, he 10. And on Saturday, he got his little black suit and his little white shirt and tie, and he going with Mr. Miller. So my mom is encouraging him as a little boy to become a mortician. It didn't happen. He became a sheriff, okay? Not a mortician. But he did that. And I'd be up in the front hollering to the back, Harry, come get me. I got to go to the bathroom. I don't want to go back there by myself. I can remember that like it was yesterday. And he back there with Mr. Dozard while he embalming people. I couldn't even stand the smell of the stuff up in the front. Oh my God, that's bad memories for me, Keisha. Yes. But that's what you're gonna have to do, Keisha. You're gonna have to get over that. I could not even sleep in the bed by myself in my room if somebody passed away. My grandmother was the first one who lived with us who passed away of cancer. And I loved her to death, but I was scared to death once she left me. And I went and got between my mom and the dad in the bed for about a month. Mm-hmm. Um, that's the time you need to know how to walk away. Deep breathing, relaxing, meditating, or something positive will help you with anxiety. Many people can cause you anxiety. You can be picking up anxiety out here depending on who you're watching on YouTube. If you're not used to being around that kind of stuff and you've gotten so deep off into them that you every time they pop on, you pop it on with them, it may be too much for you. You might have to deal with. I mean, I don't want a channel like that. I've always said I wanted a relaxing channel where you can come over here, kick back, relax, and enjoy the ride on the virtual cruise ship. But every channel is not like this. Some channels are just, y'all know, I don't even know how to explain them. Every time they come out, it's a problem. I can't deal with that kind of stuff. I don't want to because it could cause me to start having anxiety. So I don't watch it. Okay? Anxiety is real. It can be crippling, very crippling. Okay, and can cause other problems other than anxiety. My pantry is always stacked. No reason to other than the occasional snowstorm, but dang, anxiety isn't nice. So some of y'all in here have been around it or you've suffered with it. And you just have to do what I just told you. Get out from around people who may cause you anxiety and stop the worrying. What's the purpose of worrying? It's not going to change anything. I had to learn that as a young lady at college. I would worry about every little thing. And it came down to nothing is changing because you're worrying. And I just broke the habit. It took a little while, I guess, through my freshman year because it was all new to me. It's the first time I had left home by myself. I'm in a almost totally white environment. 16 of us are on campus, and 10 of them are guys. Okay. And none of them are around me. We see each other walking around campus, or we see each other in what we call the Tunk was the student center. They would be in there playing cards with each other, or the guys would. Most of them were football players anyway that came there, and that's why they recruited them so they could win some games. My daughter's first panic attack, I drove 5 hours to her because she had no idea what was going on and was in the emergency room. Wow. How scary is that? Scary for you and scary for her. You trying to get to her and then she don't know what to do until you get there. And some emergency rooms are not that good. I mean, the people that are in them. I'm not necessarily talking about what they do for you, but some people don't know how to explain things to you and tell you about breathing in and breathing out and some exercises and stuff you can do, and even what medication to give you to settle you down. Put you to sleep would be a better thing. Ain't nothing going on when you sleep. That's the time you need to know how to walk away. That's what I was saying. Deep breathing. Breathe in, breathe out, relaxing. Okay? Meditating or something positive. Many people can cause you anxiety. Like I just told you. But if you choose to stay around them, blame yourself. You got to know when to walk away from this stuff if it's too much for you. It's not your problem, it's their problem. They're sharing with you in order to see what you got to say. When I'm reading my chat and we're talking about anxiety, then I'm trying to read into what you're saying as well. You don't necessarily have to agree with me, but everybody ain't like me. Some of these people only reading the comments that they want to be put out there. And that's it. Other people may be in there disagreeing with it, but you never gonna know. Especially if you don't look at the channel. Her heart started racing and she couldn't stop it. And that made it worse. She would vomit and feel numb in her feet. Now, I never heard about the feet feeling numb, nor did I see anything in that, but that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Where am I? Okay, let's go to the next one. You choose to stay there and be a part of the situation, blame you. Because you can always walk away from anything. A lot of people out here on social media are looking to be a part of anything. It's like every chat you go in, you see them. If they surrounded by the same people that follow the same people. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm solo out here. So I don't know who really, what channels y'all go in, nor do I care. Only thing I'm saying is if you're moving into a channel that is too much for you and you know it is, and you really don't want to be a part of that and you want to hear it, you better do like I did. Walk away, okay? You ain't got to say nothing, just leave. When they know anything, you already been gone. One of my good friend's son, hey Blessing, is highly artistic and he suffers from hyperacusis. That ain't hyperacusis. Hyperacusis anxiety. Oh, wow. And he's artistic too. Ooh, that's double trouble. I have a book that I carry with me every day, my red book. And the school gives me a paper on each child. So I know exactly what's going on with that kid. I don't have any that have seizures at this point, but some of the drivers do. So they try not to put a handicap back in the back. So if the seizure happens, there's room for them out on the floor where they can't hurt themselves. And we keep blankets there. Throw a blanket quick and just let them lay down there until it subsides. That's all you can do. Keep them from biting their tongue. Not much else. It's got to go away. Now, who in their right minds would continue on with the foolery based on these conditions? You know you suffer from depression. Why would you go and get depressed in a chat out here? All around people in real life. Nope. I don't want to be around those kind of people. I don't have enough life left to be involved in that. I just leave me alone. I'm good over here by myself. I ain't bothering nobody, and y'all don't need to be bothering me. And that's the way I look at it. Because what I found out after the first year, you cannot be nice to people. They ain't gonna be nice to you. This thing is all about money, clicks and views, okay? I'm on a whole different path. I'm not worried about what they worried about. I ain't asking none of y'all for no cash apps and no super stickers or super thanks like they got now. No, if you choose to give, that's on you, and I appreciate it. But I'm not coming out here every day, 4, 5 times a day, looking for money. I was being smart, top of the line wheelchair. A McLaren is a car that costs more than a house. Okay, Keisha, I didn't know that. But I will look and see what the brand of it is, just in case anybody sees this and they want to upgrade, to the motorized computer wheelchair, because I'm telling you, it's the state of the art. He does everything with his finger. This one finger. It backs up, it moves forward, it speeds up. Baby, when he get off that bus, I be like, dog, they need to put a speeding sign up here for him. He's trying to get through those doors before the doors close, because every door locks. And once the door locks, you got to have your badge to get in. And sometimes they don't see him. They leave. So we always try to get him off first. Take care of yourself, people, because when you are down and out, see if the people you are supporting are going to be there for you. You ain't no good to them then. You ain't giving them no money. You ain't giving them no view. You ain't in that chat to make a comment that they want to hear. They done with you. Take care of yourself. All right. Real Spill says, I can't share. They got me for 7 days. What happened, Jewel? Is it the music you were playing? Hey, Angie. How you doing? Stop spitting. Well, Angie, I'm doing what I'm doing, okay? Don't look so hard, maybe, okay? I didn't realize I was spitting. I don't see nothing coming on me, but thank you. Keisha says, maybe my heart pain was anxiety yesterday because of all my texts came back. Your tests came back normal. But that shouldn't have been a reason. That should have been, maybe you were overwhelmed then, okay? I would have been like happy. But maybe it went another way for you. I don't know. Okay. Hey, my real spill, shaking a tail feather got you 7 days? Wow. Oh, because you monetized now, Jules. Maybe that's what it is. I remember when they gave Justice 90 for playing her music. 90, that's the, oh, I do remember that, because Justice used to play music all the time because I used to go over there and listen to it. Be careful, boo. Yep. They really are hard on that music. And that's why I kind of backed away from even the channel that I started for music, because they kept giving me those copyrights and taking money from me, but they wasn't giving me a strike. It's like if I played a certain music from a certain person, let's just say Frankie Beverly, I played him, they may take $40 from me because they said it was copyrighted. So I'm not making $40. I'm not even getting $40 worth of donations. It ain't worth it to me. Okay. Let me get back to where I was. We all witnessed, okay, we talked about Ocean, what happened to him with his anxiety, and y'all have shared some things that have happened with you. Straight out of Naptown is in the building. Love my Android phone, me too. And I think older people kind of like them, unless they started out with an iPhone. I just never wanted to learn how to work it, and I was satisfied with what I had. It's not the dead to be afraid of. It's not. They're not going to bother you. Mm-mm. It's all over. And their spirit now. It's just their remains that is left behind that need to be deposited. You're correct, Misty. It's the live. That's the ones that can mess up your mind, your everything. The ones that are here. Oh, Anna, we have a lot of superstitions around the dead here in Romania. Okay, well, welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. I didn't know where you were from. I can't do it. No, you don't get yourself involved in that. I had to learn and grow out of that childish behavior, that it's nothing that they're going to do. I have been there rubbing lotion on my mom's feet when she passed away. I had just missed my brother passing away by a few minutes. When we walked up to the door, my nephew was with him. I had been there with him all day. I went home to change clothes to come back, and he had expired over 5 minutes. If we had parked in the first parking, that we were supposed to park in, we would have been walking in the room when he caught his last breath. God would not have it that way. I told my sister-in-law, I said, we're not park a little bit further up. And that way when we come out, it'll be, lights where we can see. I'm not going to ever put myself in a dangerous situation, even though it was at the hospice. The lighting down there was not good. So by the time we moved the car and moved it back up into the lighting space and then walked in, that quick, he was gone. Okay. But they're not going to bother you once they leave. We sit in the room the whole time until the people came to pick him up. Now, once they came in with that black bag, I'm gone now. I don't want to see that. Okay? Because I know that's the end. It's not the music. It is a song I played. They said it was violence in it. Oh, okay. Mm. You got your first strike. How long? You said 7 days. Oh, wow. So do you have a backup channel and a regular channel, Jewel, or just a backup channel? Because you need to play that music on that backup channel, not your real channel. What? Are you serious, JP? Yeah, that gets you about that music. And that's why Justice quit playing hers. And that's why Ms.V ain't been too apt to be going over there either. Because they kept taking money from me. And nobody else ever said they took any money from them. They would show $40 here, $30 there, $20 there. That add up. It ain't worth it to me. Mister, you ain't ever lied. It's the alive to be afraid of. True. Because the dead is not going to bother you at all. They're gone. Okay? Let's see what else we got going on here. People change, and not necessarily for the better. And when they do, you need to be smart enough to make the necessary changes as well. I had people to change on me out here. I made the necessary changes. That's the way you feel about me? Then let me go on over here and shut you down, because I don't even want to hear anything else you got to say, because I've done nothing to you. You haven't said anything I did to you. So if that's the way you feel, you use me for whatever reason you needed me for at that time, and I'm no longer of any value to you, you're no longer of any value to me. Okay? I'm just a nice person. You took advantage of my kindness. Toodaloo. Okay? I'm not fixing to sit up here and suffer from any panic attacks, heart palpitations, hyperventilating, none of that. And I don't know you, and we ain't never met. You telling me right now, get off from over there. Stay off from over there. And I did. Hey Glenn, how are you? My sister just said that before you. Anxiety from what you watch or listen to on the radio and YouTube and around the company that you may be around. There are some women down at the bus barn. You got to remember, it's probably in the morning when I walk in there, it's close to 100 women and maybe 20 men. Some of them I've learned real quickly, stay clear. They're not talking what I want to talk. They into people's business and all that. And they have let me know who they are quickly. I get over at the same chair, at the same table, by the same person every day. And we talk back and forth. We're on the same page. We both are retired. She's down there for the same reason I'm down there. Insurance. Because if we want to make more money, we go somewhere else. But it's not a hard job. She likes it, working with the kids. I like working with the kids. The kids are going to give you enough problems. You don't need them adult problems in there. And some of them will come in there every day. It's a problem. It's a problem with the bus. Okay. Okay. Take it over to the shop and get it fixed. Why we need to hear this every day? Then some of them got to tell you all about that life story, which ain't none of your business, and it's always a problem. I don't want to deal with other people's problems every day. That's why I didn't finish my psychology degree. No. Um, yes, blessings. I spoke with them. Okay, that's good, Jules. Oh, Anna. Yes, Keisha, haven't watched the news in years because I don't want to hear about everything. I don't even have a TV in here anymore. The two I had, I've taken them out of here and given them away. Ain't nothing never good coming on now. They ain't never coming up there telling you about they finna give you a raise or they finna give you any money. I, I don't really want to hear about all these world issues. And it'll pop up on my cell phone if I need to know. Okay, so ain't no good shows on there to me anymore. Like when I was growing up, certain nights, Thursday night, I want to be there to see this, or Tuesday night, this is coming on. I don't have that in my life no more. So it don't bother me. Blessing is saying, Miss V, I love your apartment. My mother used to live in a senior gated apartment complex, and hers was very nice too. However, she left after the second year, the rent increased, so she just bought a home. And I was thinking of that, Blessing. It may increase here. I don't know. I'll find out in July, but I already got things in my head in case it increased. I'm not gonna pay them too much more than what if they do $100, okay. But if you do more than that, I'm not doing it. Nope. But I'll be in a house if it does. If it goes over $100, because that's gonna be $100 a month more. Okay, so you're gonna be talking about $1,200 a year more. And I mean, I could go over to my sisters and pay nothing and live upstairs by myself. Ain't nobody up there upstairs but me, with 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms up there. The what they call them, Jack and Jill bathrooms. I stopped watching the news. A lot of times, Keisha, you can't watch it. Ain't nothing good coming on, and you don't want to see all that. That can take you into anxiety attacks right there, because all of us got people living somewhere else other than around us, and then you get to worrying about if they okay and on the phone calling them. That's another problem. I have gotten to the place now where I don't even want to be around a lot of people I used to be around, because I know their personality and who they are. Not that I'm not a friend of theirs anymore. I just kind of stay away and go around when I choose to go around. Old people don't want to be bothered with all that. Okay, Blessing is saying I use ashwagandha gummies for my anxiety. And boy, praise God, they work for me. My load is a lot. Yes. I've heard you say I didn't know what kind they were, and I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but I thought it was for you to sleep when you first mentioned it. But if it works for anxiety, there it is, folks. Nothing beats a failure but a try. Hey, little 16B, how are you this evening? Hey, it's me again, not trying to change the subject, but my cast gets off tomorrow. And for the past few days, I have been having a sore throat. On Wednesday, I got picked up early because of it. Okay, who is this? Alama? Okay, well, I'm glad you're getting that off tomorrow, because those casts can be a pain in the ass. I've never had a cast, thank God. But from everybody who have them, just the weight of them and the itching when things are healing. I've seen people taking clothes hangers, those wire hangers you get from the cleaners, and sticking it down in there, scratching it and going on. Oh my God, that just don't even sound good to me. But glad you're getting it off. Real Spill says, it's okay, Keisha. A lesson learned, but thank you, sugar. Charlene said, you speaking facts, Miss V. You're inspiring. Thank you, Red. I appreciate that. That's what my channel says: inspiration, motivation, education, and humor. So I'm glad you're seeing that it's inspiring. So, where am I? People change, and not necessarily for the better. And when they do, you need to be smart enough to make the necessary changes in your life. People are constantly changing, and you're constantly changing too. Things that I would have put up with 10 years ago out here on YouTube, I ain't putting up with it now. I don't want to be bothered with it. It ain't got nothing to do with what I'm doing over here or in my life. So don't try to drag me in it. Don't try to tell me about it. I don't care. Okay. Everybody need to be on their own channel doing their own thing. And a lot of these problems wouldn't exist. Stay out of other people's business. That's not necessarily that they're gonna stay out of yours. But if you stay out of their business, you got a good comeback when they come for you. Yeah. Red Rum, how are you? How is everybody? He's saying. Apologize if I missed any unwanted comments. I tried to keep up, but that lady was painting my nails so slow. I had to second swapping hands. That's okay. That's okay. I've gotten to the point now, Amelia. I know they're coming in, so I always look and try to read real quick before I actually read their comment. All right. How do you feel after you listen to all of this nonsense? Do you feel like it takes you into anxiety or depression? That's the trigger for you right there. If you feel like, oh my God, my heart is pumping when I get off of that. See, some of y'all are getting too involved in these people's lives and they're constantly changing on you and you don't even see it. But to me, people who get that involved are missing whatever they're looking for in that creator, that content creator, that they're not getting in the real world. It may be a grandmother figure, it may be a mother figure, it may be a sister figure, it may be an auntie figure. All these people can't be that, you can't be that much involved in their life where you think that they just love you like that. No, this is a job. You make money out here. And for the most part, that's what it's all about to everybody out here. If I really, really wanted to make the money, I'd be coming on more than I come on. I would be staying on longer than I'm coming on. I would be doing things to get people to my channel. Y'all ain't seen me make a short and I don't know when. Probably since I went to work. Shorts draw people into your channel because more people will see them. You don't get paid for them, but you're getting a bigger crowd when you do shorts. Okay? And Millie saying, welcome everyone. We're discussing anxiety. Ms.V prefers to stick to the topic. Please hit the like or the heart. If you have an iPhone, we learned today that you can hit the heart button. If you have an Android, go up into the three dots in the corner and hit it. Okay? Ms.V, my mom was on hospice when she passed. We all were in the room with her for over 5 hours. We had to wait for the people from the morgue to come. Wasn't scared at all. I wasn't either. Same thing. It was my daughter, my oldest brother, and myself who was with her. It was actually my sister's time to stay, but she came home, had hurt her leg, and she had a boot on it. And she had taken that drive from Alabama there, and her foot was swelling. So I had told her I was good. I would stay there with her. But the brother who had been there with her, I got in that Saturday. She passed that Saturday night. He had been there with her every day, so he saw some changes in her. My daughter was in med school down at Xavier at the time, so she wasn't leaving her grandmother, okay? Because they was tight. She went from Texas back to Louisiana to go to school because she wanted to be with grandma because grandma had helped to raise her every summer. When school was out, she headed to grandma's until she was about 15 and started driving. And then she still would go down there and spend some weeks with her, but she wouldn't stay the whole summer like she did when she was a little girl. Okay. Mister says, every year you sign a new lease, they will increase your rent payment. Okay. Like I say, they can increase. It don't matter to me. I got a plan. It depends on how much they increase because it's some things that have happened here this year. They should be leaving it stable. Just the fire alarms going off constantly all the time. The elevator was not working for 3 months when I moved in here, although I didn't need it because I could go right out the door and get in my car and drive down to the first floor and hop up to the second floor if I needed to. So we'll see what happens. We've already went through a management exchange since we've been here. That was a lady who was here, and she ran everybody off up front when I first got here. And then we have a man down there now, and he seems to be very nice and more business and professional like than she was. She thought she owned this place. And baby, me and her locked jaws one day. And she even said my Christmas decorations were a fire hazard. I called the fire department on them. Had them to come out here and take a look at them. She has some issues, and I'm glad she's gone. Okay. Ms.V, I have a family member that is so negative. I have to be in the right frame of mind to talk to her. I mean, just negative, never positive, never. I put the phone down, leave the room when she calls. We all got some of those. I don't tend to stay around them kind of people either. No, 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 no. Because you're not going to take me into that frame of mind. I don't even want to go. And it's sad because they are family. And it makes you wonder, what happened to them? Why they act like that? And if you notice, probably a lot of other people don't want to be around them either unless they just like that. You don't miss them either. If they don't show up at a function, you don't miss them. I think every family has basically all the same thing. You got an alcoholic, I got one. If you got a negative family member, I got one. If you got a know-all family member, I got one. We all basically got the same thing. If you have a big family. If you have a smaller family, it may not be that. But it is what it is. Okay, getting on down, getting on down. Okay, so let's wrap this up because we're going to hit our hour. How can you tell the difference between anxiety and cardiac symptoms? Often the chest pain with heart attacks is more of a pressure of squeezing, whereas a lot of people describe their chest pain in panic attacks as more of a sharp or shooting pain. I wouldn't want to have neither one of them. Also, the chest pain in a panic attack will completely go away in a few minutes if it is mild and not severe. Exercise is one of the things they recommended for you to do if you're having anxiety. You're burning energy when you're exercising. And you can exercise through a lot of different ways. I'm not just talking going down there to the gym. Exercising is walking. Exercising is running. Exercising is skipping. Exercising is dancing. Find an exercise that works for you. Hey, go getter, how you doing? Okay, I appreciate that. So to release chest anxiety, take a slow, deep breath. Breathing is very important when you're going through things that could make you hyperventilate. Breathe through your nose and allow your belly to push out. That's breathing real hard when you breathe hard enough for your belly to push out. And to put your hand on your belly to make sure that your belly is pushing it out as far as it can. Hey, Chef Matt, the hand on your chest should not move when you're doing these breathing exercises. You can Google it and you can look it up, what I'm telling you. Exhale your breath through pursed lips. Like that. That's a pursed lip. Okay? And allow the hand on your belly to move inwards again. So you're just repeating this exercise over and over. And it should give you a calming effect. Pushing all the air out and pulling the air in with big, deep breaths through pursed lips. Okay? Stomach extended. And keep going for at least 10 times. After the 10th time, research study says you should be calming yourself down. Okay? So the next thing is we talked about the 333 rule when we talked about depression. There's also a 333 rule in anxiety that I found. Remember we said you should name 3 things you can see when you're sitting there and you're trying to calm yourself down. Okay? It's things you can see in your mind, not necessarily things that you're seeing through your eyes. It would probably be better for you to close your eyes and see things versus because you could see things that are not coming. It could be an accident happen just like that. That's not going to help your anxiety. Three things you can hear realistically. Could be a bird sound. It could be water flowing. Listen and try to calm yourself down. Now move three body parts. I'm constantly moving my hands. I talk with my hands. I'm constantly moving them. Maybe that keeps me settled. I don't know, but I've done it all my life. This helps you to focus and ground anxiety before it overwhelms you. So remember the 3-3-3 rule. Try it as an exercise. How do you know if your chest pain is muscular or cardiac pain? Does not change. The cardiac pain does not change during deep breathing. If the discomfort starts in the muscle. What does cardiac discomfort feel like? It can feel like a heart attack, feelings of extreme agitation and terror, dizziness, chest pains, stomach discomfort, and rapid heart rate. Anxiety chest pain is often located in the center or the left side of the chest. Unlike a heart attack, chest pain, which is often starts in the chest, then spreads into the shoulders and the arm. Anxiety pain usually starts in one place. That's the difference, okay? The heart attack pain in the chest, to the left, through the shoulders. Anxiety pain is different, all right? If there is something else that comes into play with anxiety. So we said the pain would stop in one place with anxiety. Angina, I had never heard of that, is also called anxiety. But with angina, the pain may radiate to other areas of your body. With anxiety, it will normally stay in the same place. Okay. Charlene says, sometimes she will catch me and say, are you still there? I say, yes, I'm listening to you. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Because really nothing she's saying, if she's that negative, do you really want to hear anyway? Let it be. You figured it out. You're in a good place. Don't let her take you where you don't want to go. There are also 4 C's of anxiety. The 4 C's are competence, confidence, character, and connection. The exercise best for anxiety is running because you're burning off more energy and you're moving these body parts that they were talking about. Everything is moving when you're running. This is the best way to clear your mind while reducing stress. These 2 attributes can help you reduce anxiety and depression. Weightlifting, long walks, dancing, and there's also a clinic in New Mexico I found. You can go online. It's called Contact Circles Therapy and Wellness Today. And it was in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I don't know if it's a clinic that you have to check into or a clinic that may have online therapy. I'm not sure, but it's a start right there to contact them. And I've been to Albuquerque. It's one of the most prettiest cities I've been to in the United States. Beautiful. Little pricey. I was talking about California's pricey. I found Albuquerque to be very pricey. Santa Fe and Taos. Those were the 3 cities I went to in New Mexico. Is magnesium good for anxiety? Studies have shown that magnesium may ease certain symptoms of stress and anxieties. Confer with your doctor to be sure. The magnesium will control the chemical messages, which are the neurotransmitters in your brain, resulting in calming effects of the body. There are also computer courses online with the support of a therapist who can, you can also Google it and check into one of those and see what they are offering to help you with the anxiety. You do not have to go through this alone. Always. Nothing you go through, most of what we go through has some type of support system out there, whether it's losing a child, whether you having heart problems, cancer, whatever. Look for it. There's going to be a support system. Let's see. Okay. Let me read some of your comments. And y'all, I done got all the way down to the end of the comments. I thought I had some more, but we've reached our hour anyway. So hopefully this has been a lot of help to some of you. You can also go to Mayo Clinic for your research like I did. You can contact that therapy clinic in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which was the Contact Circles Therapy and Wellness Today. And always remember that whatever you're going through, you are not the first, you won't be the last, and there's help for you. I really enjoyed y'all coming in. I'm glad I was able to get through anxiety because I've been trying for a few days now after I did depression to get through anxiety. I would look through some more of the screenshots that y'all have sent me that y'all want to talk about and do some research on those and bring them back to you. It's doubtful that I will come out tomorrow. Thank you for becoming a new sub, DeToto. Okay, I appreciate that. And because I'm going to take tomorrow off and just do me. But by the time I get back on Monday, I'm not working next week because of spring break. All I'm doing is my therapy on my knee next week whenever they start to schedule me. And I don't plan on going back to work, even if I can, until April the 1st, because I have 6 sessions of therapy that I have to go through. These are heavy topics, but need to be discussed. Y'all make sure you hit the like button. And for those of you who normally come over here with Chatting with Ms. V, if you missed the live, please catch the replays. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you for coming in. Hit the like button, subscribe, share. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great Saturday, and I'll see y'all next week. Love you much. Goodbye.